Hi everyone. Okay, welcome back to the Dream Aesthetic podcast. Once again, we have our president here, Mr. Anand, the president of Dream Aesthetic. So this will be the second episode for Dream Aesthetic. In this episode, we are going to be focusing on the athletes. Okay, so we have a number of athletes invited for today. We want to focus more on the athletes' stories and what goes behind the scene. When they are preparing for a show, and the trials and the challenges that they face when preparing for a competition.
That's right. So we're going to focus main on that, and don't waste time, and let's invite our guest today and our athlete.
Yes, so let's introduce our athlete for today. The guest for today is Elvis.
Elvis, exactly. Yeah.
So happy to be here. Thanks, guys.
Perfect,
All right,
Elvis. Okay.
Yes, Elvis, thank you for being here today.
Yeah, I'm just glad to be here. Yeah.
All right. How are you feeling today?
Feeling excited. First time doing such a thing. Yeah, I'm happy to be promoting the sport in Singapore and hopefully to inspire the future generation of athletes.
That's nice. Yeah, that's why we are here. Everyone here. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, Elvis. So let's break the ice by introduce yourself. Yourself and what make you to be an athlete. Actually, I believe everyone started off as going to the gym, and then what inspired you to step the stage and bring you to the next level. So may you tell us your story actually.
Okay, so
where you started.
Yeah, so this started back when I was 14 years old. In 2015. I was basically just going through school like everybody else, and I just happened to look at myself in the mirror one day, and I was completely dissatisfied with where my body was. I didn't care too much about my diet. Exercise was basically a myth to me. I mean, I was playing sports, but other than that, no idea to the concept of a diet and exercise. So then I just wanted to make a change to my body, and I just started by going out for runs and trying to lose the weight. Then I saw results, but I was pretty skinny back then. So then I thought maybe I should put on some muscle. And I started to do that. Then I was kind of encapsulated in my own world, and I thought I was pretty good. So then I thought, hey, why don't I just enter a local bodybuilding competition, which was back in 2017. And that was when I saw the reality of the competition out there, and that kind of actually fueled me to pursue this, because I think most people, when they realize how strong the competition is, they feel kind of depressed and not want to pursue this any further because they have the reality check. But quite the opposite happened for me, where I felt that insane motivation to be better, and not just for myself but against the competition. And so I started to move forward, engage a proper coach. And
sorry, 2017 is your first competition. So what were your age back then? So 14 years old you start exercising?
Yes.
So 2017 you were,
I was 18 years old.
So 4 years later you decide yourself, let's step the stage now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was the very first time I did things like dieting down for a show, trying to get stage lean.
You did by yourself? Do you have a coach back then?
Totally by myself.
So where do you learn all this?
Just like everyone else, through social media, through YouTube.
That's where I started as well.
Yeah.
What about you?
Pretty much
the same actually. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, and then?
Yeah. So after that, I decided that I kind of realized that I can't do this on my own. I really need the guidance of someone who's an expert in the field.
Sorry, I want to interrupt you again. So why do you feel you can't do this alone? What is the main point that you see that, no man, I can't do this alone?
I guess there are too many factors. I guess one would be the lack of knowledge, because there's so many conflicting points of views when you go onto social media. You don't know who's right and who's wrong, especially when you do it by yourself. And back then I didn't really have any friends who were experts in the field who could give me an unbiased view. And at the same time, when I'm dieting down for a show, you kind of get that mental fog, and you feel like you're not good enough and you have to push yourself that much further when you could have already been stage lean. And then you're pushing yourself even further to the point where you become flat on stage.
Exactly, yeah. That's what many athletes happens to them.
Yeah, precisely. That's why when I did a review, then I was thinking, okay, if I really want to invest myself into the bodybuilding stage, then what do I need to do? Okay, I kind of relinquished the fact that I want to do this on my own, and I just decided I need help.
Okay.
So then I just reached out to one of the trainers back in the day, and then he guided me to my next show, which was in 2019, Fitness Ironman. Yeah, and then I did okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I placed fifth in my category.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's your second show you get fit. Okay.
Yeah, my second show I placed fifth, and I was pretty happy with the results. I mean, frankly, I wasn't expecting to win because I knew what the competition was like.
Okay.
But I mean,
you want to feel the experience, you want to feel the stage. Yeah.
Yes.
Understand.
I just enjoy being on stage, after putting in so much effort, and it's kind of like you're not even nervous at that point anymore.
Yeah.
You're not even concerned about how the other athletes are doing, because you've done your best, and there's nothing else you could have done. So you just go there, enjoy the stage, enjoy the music, the camaraderie that you form in the backstage.
That's nice.
Yeah. And also above and beyond, I guess every single time that I compete, I really love to see myself improving in terms of my placement. I think this kind of what keeps me going. Yeah. So after that, I kind of like transited into the 2020 show, because the Fitness Ironman was around the end of the year of 2019. So then I kind of continued dieting down until the next local show, which is FM Physique War in 2020. It was the start of the year. And this is kind of interesting because I remember that time my parents actually invited me to go overseas for a family holiday like we always do. And it was the first time in my life I had to tell them no.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, wow.
So you actually did not join the holiday overseas?
Nope. They went to Japan for 2 weeks.
Man, Japan is my dream holiday. Until now, I never go there before.
I've wanted to go there. I really wanted to go.
The skiing and the bullet train.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's the level of sacrifice that people do
for
people
bodybuilding.
commit
Absolutely.
for bodybuilding, right? Yes.
And I'm gonna go quite deep here.
Please, yeah.
As they were packing up their luggage and then they were taking the taxi to the airport, I waved them goodbye. And as the taxi drove off, I broke down in tears and cried, because I was thinking to myself, is all of this even going to be worth it in the first place? Like, I'm sacrificing a holiday which I might never get a chance to do again, because tomorrow's never promised. And I'm dieting down, and above that, during Chinese New Year, I kind of forgo all the festive eating. And I had to leave the celebrations midway to go to the gym to get my workout in. And so at the end of the day, when I went for that competition, I didn't place well at all. In fact, there were 3 people in my category, and I placed last for that show. And with all of that said, it made me question, should I just give up now? Despite so much effort, I didn't manage to place. But I don't know, I guess it's kind of like this fire in me, like that said, no, your time's not up yet. You have a lot of room to grow. So I continued my journey from there. And despite the fact that the future seemed pretty glim, but I was willing to say, okay, you know what, I'm going to give myself a time frame. 10 years from now, if I'm not making any improvements in my position, I'm just going to pursue something else in life. But at least I gave myself that opportunity to realize my true potential in the sport. Yeah, then COVID happened, as we all know. It lasted from 2020 all the way to 2023, I think. 2022, actually. Yeah. So that was actually a bummer for me, because I wanted to compete again in 2021. But I guess every cloud has a silver lining. And the years that I didn't compete, all the way up to 2022, gave me the opportunity to find a new coach, which was Brendan Young.
Yeah.
And then
Mr. Brendan Young?
Yes.
He coached quite a number of athletes, actually. And I think he's quite a famous athlete in Singapore. I mean, famous athlete and also a coach.
Yes.
Yeah.
Precisely.
And most of his athletes will get pleasing actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Brendan. Yeah, I don't know him personally, but I think he's been in the industry for a very long time. I even remember like in 2015 when I was competing, he was the judge. He was one of the judges.
Wow.
Impressive. So
Okay.
you have a very good coach.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
I didn't realize it back then, but just a few days going into under his wing, I was like, okay, this coach is on another level.
What make you feel that he's in another level?
I guess he was more regimented when it came to my planning. Yeah, so he kept a more watchful eye on me, made sure that every detail was accounted for. Things like how much rest I was getting.
Oh, that's amazing.
My macros, I mean, every coach does that, but on top of that, he would step forth and teach me the ropes of training. He really got into what it meant to make the most out of every training session, because back in the day, all I was doing was I was just going to the gym, trying to lift more weight for more reps. That's basically like a cookie cutter protocol. But under the guidance of Brandon, I realized that there's more to it than what meets the eye. And I over the years with Brandon, I've been under him for years. I realized that bodybuilding is more of an art and science in harmony together. Yeah. So because of that, I started to see significant changes in my physique.
That's amazing.
That was the time I saw amazing changes, and it rekindled the spark in my soul, because I was like, finally, I'm moving somewhere. And I was proven right. Actually, before that, Brandon told me, Elvis, I think you should compete in an overseas show. I was like, what? Really? I haven't even won on the local show, and you want me to go overseas to compete in a pro qualifiers? I didn't feel qualified, to say the least, because I personally thought that, hey, I engaged you as a coach, and then I want to at least win on the local show before even considering to go for pro qualifiers. But he said, no, let's go straight to a pro qualifier, which is in 2022. Yeah, so then I went under him for training and nutrition all the way until my first overseas show in Thailand, where I competed against a very notable figure in the industry, which is...
I saw as well, yeah.
Yeah, Joe Statics, rest in peace, he passed away quite recently. And I placed second to him, which is...
That's amazing.
It's unbelievable, really, because that was my very first time on the international stage, and all the athletes were stacked.
So you were like fifth and second. I mean, in local show, never get first before. When you go to international show, you're straight away at second.
Yes.
So that is your standard actually. So impressive. What Brandon did to you actually.
Yes.
You were actually being compared. You were standing side by side.
Yes, I was.
Aesthetic and being compared.
Yes, I was.
Oh,
and at some point, I was right smack in the middle of the stage as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
It was exhilarating, so to speak. After all that effort that you put into the show, many sleepless nights, that wondering whether you could do this or not. And then on the day of the show, you realize that, hey, the judges saw something in you. It's just, man, I just feel vindicated, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I know exactly how you feel.
Yeah, I think those are the, all those feelings are the things that we all can resonate, right? When we compete.
Yeah.
Right? It's actually like, if I can describe like whatever you have shared with us, have you ever shared all this with anyone else before in any other platforms? Or were you even given an opportunity to share all this?
Absolutely not. This
is the first one, right?
This is the first time that someone in the industry actually cares so much for the athletes. And I think that is highly, highly commendable. I see Dream Aesthetics really going somewhere with this.
Yeah,
and I'm very happy to be part of that growing journey,
It's like a Dream Aesthetics. It's like a baby event that we want to make it like, it's beneficial for the athlete. Maximum level, whatever we can do, we will do it for the athlete.
Absolutely.
Then after what's continue your...
Okay, so we planned for 2 shows, Thailand and Taiwan, back in 2022. So I did decent for that show, as I just described. Then shortly after, I flew over to Taiwan. Then I was thinking, because in the novice class, I placed second, but in the opens, I was in the second call out. So I was right smack in the center for the second call out. So I was probably like sixth place or something. But after that review, I thought, hey, maybe I shouldn't compete in Taiwan. I had that self-doubt again, despite placing second to geostatics, because I'm like, oh, I'm not good enough to win. So, but then I was like, I'm already in shape. You know, I'm close to stage ready. All I need to do is dial in again, and let's just show up and enjoy. Whatever the results may be, will be.
I'm just gonna ask you. So per overseas competition, how much do you spend? How much is the registration and accommodation, everything, like whole cost of it you will spend for it?
Oh boy.
Yeah.